Hi everybody, this is Crystal and Veryl, and we need to talk once more and have some real talk because there's a lot of stuff that's weighing on my mind. There's always something weighing on my mind. Let's get that straight though. There's always something weighing on my mind that needs to be talked about. So right now one of the biggest things that has been weighing on my mind is that my entire life I witnessed sober, educated, knowledgeable people giving money, cash, to panhandlers. And I would like to know why. Are you aware that most of them are drug addicts or alcoholics? Are you aware of that? And if you are, which I'm pretty sure that most of you are aware of that, then why are you giving cash to a drug user or an alcoholic? I would like to know right now. I witnessed it my entire life, and I've never once given a man cash, ever, that used drugs or drinks alcohol, because I'm not that stupid and naive. I'm an educated woman that knows what the hell is going on. And I would like to know, why is it that nobody else in America is as educated as me, is as aware as me, is as knowledgeable as me, is as passionate and opinionated as me? I would like to know why I'm the only one that refuses to enable men and women in that manner. I would like to know why I'm the only one, because I feel like the only one. I feel like the only one that does not enable men and women in that manner of giving them cash. And how dumb can you be? I've witnessed this firsthand, where I've seen friends and family members give money to a drug addict or give money to an alcoholic. But how dumb can you be to think they're not going to go use it on drugs or alcohol? I literally saw a man one time give another man cash. He's like, here's $20, man, but don't go blowing it on drugs. Like, what? I saw that a few years ago. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't comprehend certain things, and I will never comprehend it. Like, you just gave cash to a drug user and then unreasonably expected that man to not spend his money on drugs. Like, and guess what? He was running for city council. That man was running for city council and is a city council member. He's a member of the government, dude. That man is a member of your local government. And we're going to pretend that people aren't dumb or they don't enable drug addicts and alcoholics? And by the way, this is America I'm talking about. I'm also talking about the state of Utah. I'm also talking about the city of Cedar City. But it happens in countless states and countless cities in America, and I'm fed up. I already made a video like this like 5 years ago, but I'm making a new video because I'm so fed up with the stupidity and then dumbness, and yet you people actually think you're sober and educated. You people actually think you're knowledgeable. Well, the thing is, you are knowledgeable about certain things. Maybe you are smart about certain things. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But when it comes to this issue, countless people are very, very stupid and dumb, or you're just playing a fucking game with the drug addicts. Because then you want to blame the drug addict for... Because then you people want to blame the drug addicts for using drugs with your money. I think it's all about power and control. That's what I think. I think it's all about power and control. I think it's about attention. That man wanted to feel good for that day, so he decided to find a drug addict to give money to. As if that was a charitable thing to do. It is not charitable. It is not love to give a man or a woman that uses drugs or alcohol and you know they're an addict. It is not charitable and it is not love to give them cash. It is not. It is not. And I'm fed up, because these are people that I have met countless drug addicts and alcoholics, substance abuse disorder, for people that like that term better. I've met countless people that are alcoholics, drug addicts, people that have substance abuse disorder, and they are very good people. They are the humblest people I've ever met. They are the people that love the most, that care the most about people. They're passionate, opinionated, but they've been walked all over. They've been used, they've been abused, and they've been taken advantage. And people enable them. Just like this politician that I watched give a man, it was a guy that was running for office, and he got into office. Okay? So it's people that are upper class, isn't it? That are enabling the drug addicts and alcoholics. Enabling. And then you people want to whine and bitch and moan about the homeless and the drug addicts. That man wasn't homeless, but yeah, he was a drug addict, and that man knew he was a drug addict. How did I know? Because I witnessed that man say, don't spend this money on drugs. Okay, but you actually believed that that was a reasonable action to take? That was a logical action to take to show your love or your charity? I don't believe it was out of love. I don't believe it was out of charity. I believe it was about power and control and attention. You wanted attention. You wanted to feel good for the day. True love and true charity does not give cash to drug addicts and alcoholics. True love would not be judging drug addicts and alcoholics. Because I witnessed countless people judging and assuming the life of a drug addict or an alcoholic, substance abuse disorder, for those that like that term better. Countless people that want to bitch and moan about these addicts, and a lot of them are homeless people. Bitch and moan about these people, and a lot of them have criminal records, a lot of them are been accused of violence. And people want to judge them and criticize them and assume their love. But yet you, all of you, most of you have given money to a drug addict or an alcoholic. A lot of you in America have given cash to a drug addict or an alcoholic, called panhandlers, or to your friends and family that use drugs or alcohol. And I'm here, I'm going to stand up now, saying that is not love, that is not charity. And you guys all think you're better than them, though, because you're sober and educated, supposedly. You're sober and knowledgeable, supposedly. You have a house and a car and a spouse and children and all these things. You go on vacations, 10 vacations a year. And you actually think you're better than these drug addicts and these alcoholics. How about I sit down now? How about I sit down now? Did I move up closer? How dare you people think that you're better than a drug addict or an alcoholic, people with substance abuse disorder? How dare you? Because that is nothing but exploitation. Exploitation, there's nothing but power and control. When you say, oh, don't blow this money on drugs, man, yeah, but you knew he was a drug addict. I've seen a father give a son that is in drug addiction for years, inside of drug addiction, active addiction, for years. And I witnessed a father give a son multiple times cash to show his love. That is not love. That is not charity. That is nothing but attention seeking. That is nothing about a quick fix to be like, oh, well, I love you. I'm never going to spend time with you because I'm embarrassed that you're my son. But here's $20. Here's $100. I have zero respect for people like that, for parents like that, for spouses like that, for friends like that, for family members like that, for strangers like that give drug addicts and alcoholics money because you want to feel good for the day. You want to feel like you're doing some charity work. That is not charity. That is not love. You are enabling and you are contributing to the drug epidemic and the alcohol epidemic in America. You have contributed to the problem. You have not helped with the solution. You have done nothing but contributed to the addiction crisis epidemic. But you people sit on your high horse, though. I witness this all the time. You people sit on your high horse, though, and think you're better than the drug addicts and alcoholics and the homeless people. You think you're better than them because you got your houses, your cars, your 10 vacations a year. You got your children, your spouses. You got your friends. You got everything you could ever want because you never had traumatizing childhood or traumatizing adulthood. And you've never once gotten to know these drug addicts and these alcoholics. Because if you knew them, truly knew them, you would not be giving them cash. You would not be contributing to the epidemic, to the problem. You would actually know how to help them. You would want to help them. You would have done the research already to know how to help them and what to do. You would have done your research already if you gave a shit about your son or your friend or your neighbor. If you gave a shit about your spouse or your child or whoever it is that's an addict or an alcoholic. You would help them, you would get to know them, you would spend time with them, but you don't. And instead you give them cash. Hey man, here's 20 bucks, but don't blow it on drugs. Yeah, I witnessed that several years ago. And it was a politician giving that drug addict money. And he actually thought it was reasonable and logical to give cash to a drug addict. Now, if a sober, educated man actually expects a drug addict to not use money, then you're stupid and you are stupid. You are stupid and dumb. But I don't think you're stupid and dumb. I think you did that out of attention. You want to feel good for the day by doing some charity work, but that is not charity. And you're going to tell me that sober, educated people are better than drug addicts and alcoholics? No, you are not. Countless people, endless people in America have given money to drug addicts and alcoholics. But you actually think you're smart and educated and talented and all these things better than them. No, you're not. None of you people that gave cash to a drug addict or an alcoholic, none of you are better than an alcoholic or a drug addict. You've contributed to the problem. You never once helped. You never had a desire. Most of you have never had a desire to get to know these people or to help them. You just want to feel good for the day by doing some charity act. That's not charity. That's not charity. That's not charity. That's not love. You did not fool me. I've witnessed this countless times, witnessed it firsthand, people giving a drug addict or an alcoholic cash. I've even witnessed people buying somebody a beer that was an alcoholic. I've witnessed people buying an alcoholic beer for the day. I've witnessed that too. Over and over. Oh, but they're trying to do it out of love, supposedly. That's not love. I've seen girlfriends do that for their boyfriends that drink alcohol. That is not love. I've seen lovers do that for an alcoholic. Why? Because they want to take advantage of that man. Because I've never once bought money or beer for an alcoholic. I've never once given money to a drug addict. But I've witnessed other women buy beer for their alcoholic lover. In my opinion, that was nothing but exploitation and to take advantage of that man. That's what I know. That's what I know. Because I'm sober and educated. And you all people want to pretend you're sober and educated, but you're not. If you're doing that shit, you're not sober and educated. You're not. You're not. When you think that's love and charity to give money to a drug addict and an alcoholic. That's not love and charity. It's nothing but exploitation of the vulnerable, of the weak, of the poor. Exploitation. And it disgusts me, and it has always disgusted me. But hey, Americans think that they're better than these people, though. You're not. You're not better than them. All those men and women that I met that used drugs or alcohol, they were the most humble people I've ever met. They were passionate, opinionated. They were the true educated people that I've ever met. I've known countless people with degrees, college degrees, and they were not as smart, not as humble, not as passionate, not as opinionated as drug addicts and alcoholics. I've known addicts and alcoholics in their addiction that had better skills, tons of better skills than sober, educated people with degrees, with college degrees. That better than people that have gone to other countries. They act better. They have more talents They have more skills. They're more humble. I've known drug addicts and alcoholics that are more educated than people that have been to college. I see it all the time. I witness it all the time. But yet Americans, countless Americans, think they're better than drug addicts and alcoholics. And they love giving them cash whenever they see a panhandler or a friend or a family member that's struggling with alcohol or drugs. They love to give them cash and pretend that they love them. They love them. Or they're doing some act of charity. Hey, you never fooled me. You never fooled me. So how dare you, countless people, say that you're better than people that use drugs or alcohol? How dare you say you're more educated or you're more sober? You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not.